you should be looking at our website page. Okay. And so let me talk about your upcoming midterm exam. And so this is a new module. It's called midterm exam. Tells you the exam is on Monday, hopefully. That should say the 9th of May. I don't think I'm allowed to edit it, am I? Yes. So I hit the wrong button. I can't edit it. There we go. If I do it now, I won't forget. Right. Okay, so this is it. What we're going to look at is some of the things that are to help you. I'm not going to get into any great detail because you can read them yourselves. When you open this one, it basically gives you, put on a full page, I think, maybe a little bit larger. And it gives you a list of the topics. 2 more topics that we're going to do this week are these 2 down here. And tells you it's a 2-hour exam. It tells you what you can and cannot use. So essentially, you can use any written notes that you've got. So have good notes. You can use your TI-84. For some questions, you might want to use Desmos. Everything that you want to use will actually be in that one module. So I've put all the Desmos links there, and that's pretty much it. Saying that giving you notes is good, but they're an aid, they're not a replacement for knowledge. So I don't want you to, I'm not testing how quick can you look up stuff that you don't know how to do and quickly learn how to do it and do the question. You'd never get finished the test if you had to look up everything. It's better just to have everything or as much as everything in your head. So when you get stuck and you say, okay, what's that ratio test formula? Should it be bigger than 1 or less than 1? That you just need to look over and you can see that. You don't need to learn the whole thing from scratch. If you try to do that, you'll run out of time. So that's just my advice to you. Make sure your notes are there as an aid. When you're finished with it, the test, it's all going to be done in Canvas. And by that, I mean it's a PDF in Canvas. You'll look at it and you're just like you're looking at a piece of paper and you'll write all the working down. And then you'll use a program called Adobe Scan, which basically you get on your phone. And I'll show you where to get it. You take pictures and then you they convert them into PDFs, and then you upload it into Canvas for me to see. And as I say, you can check what you are allowed and not allowed to use. So let me go back and show you what else we have. During that 2-hour period, you're going to use this Zoom meeting. So it won't be our class one, it'll be that special one. And I have to see you. So if you don't have your video on, I don't know if you're cheating. I don't know if you'll get a big brother next to you being very quiet and doing the work for you. I have no, it's security. I want everybody to be treated fairly. So you need to get your video. So if for some reason your video camera is not working, you better borrow one or get one by next Monday. Now, that program that I mentioned called Microsoft Lens, right? Or Adobe Scan's another one, but Microsoft Lens is here. You can use any software. You might have, for instance, your English class use Cam Scanner. You might just have a printer that scans. I don't care how I get it. I'm just giving you suggestions. If you use Microsoft Lens, we'll click on that. For Android phones, use this link. And for Apples, use this link. And here's a video that tells you how to use it. There should be, there we go. Click on that. It's a placeholder. There's nothing there, but when you click on it, there'll be a page there and you'll be able to see all your questions. If we go here, let's say you've finished your exam and you now want to upload your working, right? You've taken pictures, you've got them to a point where you can upload them. This is the link, upload your midterm exam here, right? And what you do, what you can't do, because I have to be a student to do that. So let's put on a student view. Okay, so upload your midterm exam here. Click Start Assignment. Upload the file. Now you can actually put it in OneDrive if you want, but upload it. Choose the file. And well, this is my stuff, so let's suppose that was your PDF that you're working. And then submit assignment. So that's pretty straightforward, isn't it? Once you've got it in a PDF form, you just upload it. Feel free to upload anything you like just for practice. You know, just to say, you know, that I know how to do it and not wait until the day and find out that you don't know how to do it. And you would be finished at that point. So there is normal Desmos. That's the Desmos if you want to use parametric, which you'll find out today. This is the Desmos you want to use polar. We might get to show you that today. Here is some notes that will not be here on the day of the final. These will disappear, but up to the day of the midterm, I should say, they will be here. So I'll click on this one. These are some notes that were made by a student. And she basically, if you click on something like integration by parts, come on, I know it works. Okay, then you will download it and then you'll click on it. Evidently, it's not going to behave inside it, but they're good notes. I like them, so I thought I'd keep them. I'm sure she doesn't mind. Here is my notes. Well, my notes is the wrong word. Here is a practice midterm. Yeah, that one works. Your final, keep saying final, your midterm will look very like this. Here's your questions. In this case, there happens to be, what, 14 of them. And there's my solutions. And that gives you an idea of how I asked the questions and, you know, what they look like. I also have, if we go a little bit further, I also have another one, another 3. There's B and its solutions. There's C, solutions. I think that's it. Is there a D? Shouldn't be. Yeah. Oh, my apologies. There's a D and there's the solutions. So you can use these any way you want or not use them at all. They're just a resource. One way you can use it is try and do them without looking up anything. And that way you'll know which ones you're dodgy on. Right? So if you have to look up notes or a test, then you're a little bit weak on that. Any questions?
So this is going to be like a PDF of midterm. Yep. It's not going to be on Cengage.
You won't see anything in Cengage, yes. Cengage only allows you to put in 4x plus 1, which is notoriously difficult for me to give you partial credit. Plus, I don't even know if you're doing it right. For all I know, you could be using Mathematica and just writing down what it says. So now I get to see the working. And if I don't see the working, then you didn't do it right. So telling me it diverges is not good to you. You don't show me the proof. You didn't do it. It's the bottom line. And it's worth an awful lot of points. So be prepared. Try, as I said, to get as much spare time as you can this week to get ready for it. Any other questions?
So are we allowed to use Desmos during the test?
Yeah, Desmos, all 3 versions will be there.
All right.
What else will disappear? Everything else in Canvas will disappear. All the videos, all the pictures, all X lectures. They'll reappear after the midterm, but they'll disappear during that time. And everything in WebAssign will disappear. So the only thing you'll have is whatever you've physically written down as notes and what you've got in your brain. You're not allowed to look up things online. You're not allowed to go to tutoring and ask them how to do question 4. You're not allowed to phone a friend. And you're not allowed to communicate with anybody living or dead using Ouija boards, right? So pretty much it's you and only you and what you've written and what's in your head.
Oh, Professor, I had a question on that. So like you gave us the sheet that we could print off with like the equation series. You said we didn't have to write them all down, but for the test, do you want me to write these down?
No.
Okay.
Some things are printed. I mean, if you go online and see some cool notes that help you, print those out. I mean,
We said anything that was written. So, but yeah.
that's right. It's printed. Yeah, nothing wrong with that. Some people write their notes on Apple, right? So they're actually in digital form, but as far as I'm concerned, they still count as notes. Keep asking. I don't know because I haven't made it yet, but if you want to guess, it's probably going to be somewhere in the range 15, give or take 5. It depends on how long a question is. If I have a lot of long questions, it'll be more like 10, and if I have a lot of shorter questions, it'll be closer to 20. Depends what I've done. If you look at the questions you've got, you'll get an idea of the kind of scope. Some questions are very simple. I could give you a list of series and say, what is the best test to use? Don't want the answer, just what the best test is used. That's a very quick question. I mean, if you know the answer, you write it down, you don't have to do it. Then I could do an integral test from scratch. Now that would be a really long question, right? So that would be at the two extremes. One could take you less than 5 minutes, one would take you 15. Of course, you get more points for a question that is more stuff in it, and you get less points for a question which has less stuff in it. I'm good. Any more questions? Okay. I think it might be easier if I cut this bit of the